Hey everybody, welcome to the channel and welcome to Goblin Total War. Um, this time we do have Norska, not Norska, we have got Chaos and the Greenskins going up against the Wood Elves and the Beastmen. You can see the Wood Elf player here has a huge line of Waywatchers that have already begun shooting. Um, but firing against these guys who do have silver shields, they won't be the most cost effective here. We can watch as this volley comes in. I want to see how much this guy does before we continue with the army comps. You can see there, it just like focus fired on a couple of those guys. So you can see that huge volley took out maybe like 3 units. See this guy just like a pin cushion of arrows. That guy's shield just covered in them. Oh man, super cool. Anyways, so I have my kind of prototypical Goblin army. Huge main line of Night Goblin Fanatics and Nasty Skulkers. Not really knowing what I was going to go up against, but assuming I wasn't going to go up against very much armor. The Nasty Skulkers are here just in case they bring trees or corn gores have a ton of armor. Over here I've got some Death Creepers. I've got the Durkit Squigs hidden in the shrubbery, which is actually giving me line of sight here for my Doomdiver Catapult and my Hammer of Gork. I do have the Rusty Airs and some Night Goblin Archers. And then in the back I do have some Forest Goblin Spider Riders. 2 Goblin Big Bosses, a Night Goblin Shaman. I've got my War Boss over here in the forest with the 2 Night Goblin Regiments of Renown. I've got some Squig Hoppers backing him up along with a Spider. Just trying to keep her out of line of sight of some Waywatchers until later on. My Chaos ally has some Warhounds over here. He's got some Chaos Knights with Lances and some Hounds of Pestilence in the forest over here. Forsaken, huge line of Marauders. He's even got some Chosen here who are just terrifying in this mod. Especially against the Wood Elves because they do have those flaming attacks, so they're good against a lot of stuff on that Wood Elf roster. He does have Archaon the Ever-Chosen over here, who is much better in Steel Faith. He has some armor sundering, he's got high weapon strength, but most importantly, while he's on his Stallion, he does have health regeneration while in combat. So it's health regeneration with a butt, and then he's got some Chaos Knights with Lances, and of course the Soul of Damnation is on the field. And I think he'll be trying to manually target that guy. So you can see we're doing some good damage to the Waywatchers. They were kind of confused at this point how we could still see them, but we're definitely taking advantage of that. You can see he's got a little core of Eternal Guard here with the female Galady. And then Beastmen Army, they got some Gore Herd here. Korok's Man-Rippers in the back. He's got the Sons of Goros. Those guys do have Guardian, so it probably would be best to have these guys over here with Morgor or with some sort of hero, just to make sure you get the proc of that Guardian ability. But they are just an amazing cab nonetheless. Over here you can see he's got some Dryads, some Gore Bulls in the forest, some Minotaurs with great weapons, who are now called Bull Gores, because there's less units of them than the Minotaur units. He's got a Brave Shaman of Shadows in here. And then back here he's got some Corn Gores, who are terrifying melee combatants who just tear through infantry. So that'll definitely be something to target. So you can see the Hell Cannon coming in here. Getting a nice shot there. Just turning these Wood Elves into little giblets. And you can see we've almost taken out one Waywatcher, which is almost like kind of paid for a lot of our artillery. You can see more stuff is coming in, and anytime he gets close to these squigs, I get sight lines on him, which is very good. And you can see I'm moving up these guys ready to kind of pounce whenever need be. You can see my Chaos ally is kind of pulling back so that we can both engage here, because we saw they were only coming down one way, so we're trying to get as much of both of our line in as possible. My micro is not that on point. Here you can see just a volley of Waywatcher ammo. A couple volleys here is being essentially wasted just because they're pretty far out of range and they do have regeneration. Then you can see over here just lots of shooting here at these Marauders with silver shields. And if you want these guys to pay for themselves, you definitely have to be firing them at Forsaken, saving them for the Ragnarok Queen and other stuff like that. Nasty Skulkers are a decent pick as well, but these Chaos Marauders with great weapons, you'll kind of never pay for yourself fighting against those guys. You can see nice flame storm coming down here, but good micro on our opponent's part. And then here you can see all these guys are kind of shooting into the trees, so about like half their ammo is being wasted here. These on warhounds, so you definitely have to keep those guys off fire at will. That's just a little bit too many to kind of micromanage correctly. But here you can see these Gore Herd are going to be getting in here. These Gore Herd as well, and they should lay a smacking on these Chaos Marauders. But they do have these Night Goblins in reserve here close by. Let's pause, take a look around. I'm slowly kind of bringing everything around. You can see the Sons of Goros are flanking. My Squigs are coming around as well. And you can see my Death Creepers are opening fire. Getting some nice damage here. And this is kind of the ideal target for them, low armored units. But you can see he's got a huge force in this forest that my Night Goblins are just going to have a hard time attacking. You can see this Pit of Shades is just like fucking slaughtering my Night Goblins. Ooh, look at that, frames. And over here you can see sacrificing some Forsaken here, charging into these Dryads. And then here's a decent target into the sides and backs of these Chaos Knights with Lances is very important. And these Chosen is even okay, but they are getting shot in the shielded front, so that's a lot of damage that is kind of being mitigated by that almost 50%. And you can see here a lot of those arrows are getting hit by or getting stopped by the trees as well. But you can see nice Prey of Anathrama there targeting, but just look how many volleys are going off. And you can see my Dirkit Squigs are over here cleaning up some stuff. I got these guys in the back who I'm going to sacrifice, I think, into these Waywatchers. Doom Divers coming into the Waywatchers. But you can see with kind of the support of spells and the Ragnarok Queen and some nasty Skulkers, we were able to kind of crush through these Eternal Guard. I did not mean to do that. And then here I brought my Dirkit Squigs in. I saw that these guys were unsupported by any leadership, so this was kind of the weakest side of the Beastmen line. So I brought these Dirkit Squigs right in the back and using my Night Goblin Fanatics kind of as a anvil for the hammer of the Squigs. They're going to break almost instantly. And you can see my spiders over here dealing with these guys. The Hell Cannon just did so much damage to the tightly packed units of the Eternal Guard. Oh, man. And because they have even less unit models in Steel Faith. So one Hell Cannon shot can do a lot more HP damage to something like the Wood Elves than it can to something like the Beastmen, just because there's a lot more health hit point pool in the radius of the explosion. Here you can see my Dirkits, my Death Creepers are going to get in here. They're going to do pretty well against the Waywatchers. And you can see over here my Squigs get in as well. So just anything I can do to kind of shut down these guys. And these Squigs will pay for themselves pretty quick going up against these guys. You can see a lot of my stuff is still mobilizing. He did bring these Sons of Goros around. I caught them with my Goblin Big Boss, and I'm going to bring my 8 Peaks and Loonies over here. I even cast Sneaky Stabbin', but he's going to be nice or smart and kind of get away. So this is kind of why I love Sneaky Stabbin', is it does kind of get past that physical resistance on a lot of these units, because it does imbue magical damage in Steel Faith. So you can see they're just going to go chasing off. I'm okay with just trading this kind of blob for that unit, just to protect my stuff. Over here you can see my Night Goblin War Boss is just fighting in the middle, and I've got my Goblins starting to swarm these Morgar Chaos Spawn. Goblin Archers are firing in. See Itchy Nuisance coming down to support this main line. You can see a lot of this Beastmen stuff is just routing. Hell Cannon. Nice shot on the Korax Manriffers. Definitely not coming back anytime soon. And now you can see it's just kind of in this forest. He's dealt with my Death Creepers and my Squigs with Morgar and his Minotaurs and his Doom Bulls, or Bulgors. So a lot of his Waywatchers did make it out of that alive, but now my artillery is focusing fire. And they don't have too much ammo left, and again, right, shooting at these silver shields over here. You can see these Chaos Spawn are just getting pinned down. Now it's really just this corner pocket. You can see the Chaos Knights with Lances are going to do, I think, at least trade here with the Bulgors. You can see just The endless amount of goblins. Goblins. You can see one corn gore in their ranks. They're broken running with them. But I decided just to rush these guys at the Waywatchers. But yeah, so that's going to be that one. Goblins are probably my favorite thing to play in this entire game. They're just so much fun. You can see they all really didn't do very much. My artillery did work, my squigs as well, 140 here. My Death Creepers just being annoying, which is what they're best at. You can see Jack over here, his Marauders being MVPs. His Chosen got 0 kills. They just got like Prey of Anathrama and Waywatchered, which is, thank God he didn't bring the Great Weapon variant. You can see the Soul of Damnation doing very well, and the Forsaken racking up a ton of kills. Even Archaon himself doing pretty well. You can see over here the Pit of Shades on those Goblins getting some kills. Corn Gores, of course, always do well. Even the Sons of Goros, but that's mostly on 8 Peak Loonies. And you can see the Bulgors over here did very well as well. Yeah, and just, you can see the Waywatchers just did not perform the best. But it was just kind of Weston Sammy trying out different builds and kind of seeing how viable they are. Yeah, and you saw that we picked a couple of armies that I think counter the Waywatchers. But anyways, thanks so much, guys, for watching, and that's that.